This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it's the Houston Rockets as they'll be playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And when you talk about Tim Duncan and how he approaches the game, his demeanor, he comes across so calm in interviews, but he's as competitive as anybody in the league, Kenny.
Yeah, you don't win 5 rings and not be competitive. It's impossible. And then I'm sure if you watched him in a practice or after practice or before practice, you see the intensity, you see the film work, you see all the work ethic that you see in the great players on an outward show that he doesn't always show, but he has inwardly.
Not only is he a superstar, but he's not a prima donna. He's never cared for his own numbers, and many times he's sacrificed money and points to get his team to the top.
And he has been a champion multiple times. That's it. Kevin Harlan's hanging out, and along with the rest of the 2K Sports crew, and he'll be talking about the game.
And he'll be talking about the word meltable.
Whatever.
You were getting it out. You're like, meltable.
Multiple.
With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We're live in Houston where the Rockets have home court advantage.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
Tip-off goes to Houston. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court right now for the Spurs. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Parker in at the guard position.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
Now here's Lawson following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Now here's Monty Eunice. Here's Howard down to 5 on the shot clock. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Parker dishes to Leonard. Duncan kicks to Parker. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
And Tony Parker drops them both.
And, you know, getting back to Popovich's relationship with Tony Parker, Pop made the decision to draft Parker. So he obviously saw something. But Pop's a perfectionist, and if you're going to play point guard for him, you've got to deliver consistently. Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
On defense, Houston, 4-point game. Parker passes to Duncan. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Duncan's got his first 2 points.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. And talking about Tony Parker, Pop's tough love with him really paid off. Tony eventually became incredibly consistent, culminating with him being named the Finals MVP back in '07.
You know, Clark, the one thing you can say about Ty Lawson is his awareness around the floor. He's just ubiquitous, and his court vision is incredible.
Excellent peripheral vision. He averaged almost 10 assists a game last season. That's the best year of his career thus far.
And for Ty Lawson, playmaking isn't a concern. He's got that. His shooting accuracy, though, seems to drop every year. In fact, the last 2 years have been the worst of his career.
Houston's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Pass to Harden from the wing. San Antonio with the rebound.
Yeah, you know, going back to Lawson's declining shooting percentage, really no apparent reason for it. Last year he launched the fewest threes in his past 4 seasons, but he still couldn't find the rhythm, and it really hurt his team down the stretch.
Duncan dishes to Parker. They grab their own miss. Aldridge misses.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And Lawson with the drive from down low. The Rockets with another miss. San Antonio trailing here. Leonard kicks to Parker. Aldridge with a screen on Motiejunas. And it's Aldridge, top of the key. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Motiejunas. Pass to Howard. To the inside. Harden. When you think of James Harden, you don't think much about his athleticism. His strength, though, is exceptional for his position.
Yeah, I think that's his greatest attribute. His ball handling's good, but it's his strength. He's able to run through contact.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Pick by West. Shoots off the screen. Here's Diaw. Hits the jumper in space.
And Harden able to get wherever he wants on the court. I mean, he can muscle you, but he's also got that Euro step and all those moves that just leave you in a dizzy.
Here is Harden. Boris Diaw picking up that last basket.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Spurs have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Launches a 3. Shot's good. Diaw's got 5 points so far.
You know, and Harden, you think about how elusive he is, but at the same time, he's a guy that seeks contact. I mean, he'll entice the defender to try and reach in, and a master salesman when it comes to getting those refs to blow the whistle.
Jones, no luck.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
1:29 left here in the opening quarter. Ginobili against Harden. Feeds it to Beverly. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Kept alive by Houston. Kicks it out to Harden. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. Their number one priority is not to give up any looks on the inside, anything easy in the interior, guys. He told me, quote, "We want to have the key look like a fancy club out there. Crowded, not a lot of room, and very hard to get into. Sounds like your kind of place, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. San Antonio leading by 3. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
And, guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Leonard with no one around. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Now, here is Harden, and that one's good. Harden's got 6 points.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Leonard on the wing. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And another basket for San Antonio.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Harden outside. Just 3 on the clock. And Houston again with the bucket.
And really, that's what you want every time down the floor. A simple, high-percentage shot.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Spurs lead by 4. And don't go away. And Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, very demanding. Throughout the years, he was hardest on his point guard, Tony Parker. And here's what Parker had to say about that.
My first 3-4 years, it was tough sometimes. Sometimes, like, eyes watered. I was, like, really angry, and it was tough at times. Definitely very hard on me early in my career.
Even though it seems like that was a very long time ago now, to hear Tony Parker talk about it now, it still sounds very fresh to him.
Did he acknowledge, Kevin, that he cried?
It sounds like it, yeah.
The game made him cry. That's one of the things fans forget about with professional athletes. No matter how successful they get, players never forget that pain and frustration or those other emotions they've gone through to help get them to where they are.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for them, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Ginobili out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5 spot.
For Dwight Howard, guys, there were 2 or 3 seasons in Orlando and L.A. that seemed like one big soap opera. So now, to me, it seems like he's happy and settled, though, here in Houston.
Now, Maniunas. Ginobili missing from long range. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Spurs ball. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Screen by Duncan. And Ginobili. Here we go. Can't get it to go. And Houston the other way now. Lawson outside. Kicks to Moniunas. Dishes to Ariza. Beyond the arc. Scoring his third straight basket in 3 tries.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Lawson's against Parker. Outside, Green. He kicks it to Duncan. Launches it. It's rebounded by Houston.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out. That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does.
Over in the corner, Green. Green missing again.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. There's a good screen. The pass to Lawson. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots it. And that misses. That would have put him up. The Spurs have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5.
In a season where everyone in the Southwest made it to the playoffs, you just knew it was going to be a war of attrition night in and night out. Still, the Rockets managed to come out on top in the division.
Now here's Duncan. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Here's Lawson. Green with the block. Aldridge with it. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. And he's good on the 3-ball. Parker's got 5 now. And the Rockets were just 8 up and 8 down in the Southwest Division. But Clark, they won the out-of-division games they needed to in order to take the division crown.
Exactly, and it was a tough year to do that because the division was so tough. It was actually the first ever Southwest Division title for the Rockets.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Houston making a switch here. Harden's checked in. The Spurs also changing it up. Diaw comes in for Duncan. And it's Kawhi Leonard in for Manu Ginobili. Parker outside. He feeds it to Leonard. And it's good on the assist by Parker. 9 points for Leonard.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Lawson the pass to Moniunas. Howard dishes to Ariza. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Parker outside. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
You know, he's putting on an outstanding offensive display, and he may just be getting warmed up here.
Howard with this screen on Leonard. There's a screen by Moniunas. They set the pick. Rebound San Antonio.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Like last season, we saw Moniunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
A nice shot by Aldridge.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
And there's the feed to Ariza. Back to Lawson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Lawson's got 6 points.
And Moniunas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Howard with the screen on Parker. Here's Moniunas. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. San Antonio making a switch here, and this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And you know, with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Spurs out in front, leading by just 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, you haven't seen much work put in off the bench thus far. When we see that second unit after the break, what are you hoping to see from them?
I just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. And just basically see if they know what they're doing.
We'll see, Coach. Thanks for the time. Guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, they didn't let this hostile crowd bother them at all. In fact, they seem to feed off of that hostility. Plus, sometimes when you're away from home, those distractions, your family, your friends, your fans, you can concentrate better. Okay, wait, did I just say my family, friends, and fans are distractions? Okay, let's go to the next thing. Let's go.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
See, Ernie, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I was the king of this. See, you got to pound that ball in the paint, and they were doing that. I like to see more of the same in the second half. Don't start shooting jumpers now.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, I mean, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
San Antonio's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Lawson in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Leonard kicks to Parker. Shot clock at 6. Rebounded by Howard.
And Dwight Howard, a former 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, still remains a fearsome presence in the paint.
Lawson kicks to Harden. He dishes it to Howard. For the tie, Duncan with the block. Leonard the pass to Parker. Duncan, a screen. Parker dishes to Leonard. Passes to Aldridge. Fires from 18. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And it's 8 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And Lawson, here we go. Howard gets to Moniunas. That's good.
Really a good job recognizing the mismatch. Just going up for the shot with that huge height advantage on that possession.
Parker against Lawson. Parker inside. Got a piece of it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Moniunas. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. 4 on the shot clock. A 3 from Leonard.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Harden the pass to Lawson. Howard with it. Now Green defending. Harden, no good. San Antonio leading. And here is Parker. He's got 8. No good. Good D by Howard.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Leonard against Harden to tie. Howard can't hit. The Spurs have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively.
And the Spurs being the defending champions out west heading into last year. But they would end up 6th in the conference with a record of 55-27. Had a record of 32-20 against the rest of the West.
Now here's Ariza following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Harden kicks to Lawson. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Lawson's got the game tied up here for Houston.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
And, Greg, I've got to admit to you, I did not think they were going to get all the way back. I thought they were done. But they've shown some serious resilience and character to battle this far back.
Well, we knew the West was going to be wild and very competitive all season long last year, and the Spurs, Clark, epitomized just how crazy and tough things can be there.
Yeah, and with about 3 weeks left in the season, the Spurs were sitting in the 7th playoff spot. Then they go on a tear and win 11 games in a row to jump to number 2. Finally lose 1 game, and they're all the way back to 6.
Now here's Parker. Harden missing his last shot. Parker kicks to Green. Duncan against Moniunas. Parker outside. Fires from 14. And that one comes up a bit short. Rockets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Green against Lawson. Kicks it out to Harden. And Moniunas picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. West is checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. San Antonio's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Diaw, the screen. A 3 from Leonard. Cannot hit. And Houston the other way now. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverley, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Rockets trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And the basket by Harden.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. There's the dish to West. And the layup is good. West has got 4 points in the quarter.
Some big points there. They got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Now here's Beverley. Some nice passing there by Houston. Jones sets the pick for Harden. Shot off the screen and misses it off the right side of the rim.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
To the inside, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. For San Antonio, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
And the first one at the line is good. And Diaw drops them both. Rockets trail by 6. Now Harden. He's got 10. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And we've reached the end of the third. Spurs lead by 6. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Here's Beverly. On the floor for San Antonio, we've got West. Mills out there with Tony Parker. Then there's Duncan. And it's Ginobili in at the small forward. Now, here's Ariza. To the middle. Here's Howard. West with the block. Here's Jones. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Jones has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Rockets. Hit by West. Pass to Duncan. And Jones pulls it down.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Howard in the post. West is there. Outside, Jones. They get it back. Howard. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
Again, the miss by Jones. San Antonio leading. Parker dishes to Ginobili. Again, the miss by Ginobili. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And Beverly kicks to Brewer. Here's Howard to tie it up. And that's 2 points on the layup. Howard's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
And really, after trailing the entire game, they've got to be feeling good about evening things up.
I certainly would be feeling good. Fourth quarter, momentum with them, ahead of steam. They've got to be feeling confident now.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Monty Eunice is checked in for the Rockets. Lawson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Now, here's Green. Parker outside. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Hit. One shot.
Well, looking at Terrence Jones, he really has that complete game. His ability to make a play at the rim, hit 35% of his threes. He's a multi-dimensional threat. Long player, well-schooled, falls in line, I think, very well with any good team. In this particular case, with one of the playoff teams in the West.
Yeah, he's one of the more efficient players in the league, over 53% his first 3 seasons. So defenses might want to choose to ignore somebody else. It can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
And he's good on the second. Well, getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. Now, here's Lawson. Manu Ginobili unable to get his shot to go. Monty Eunice passes to Brewer. Tipped away. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Monty Eunice.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Now here's Ginobili. Duncan outside. Pulls up on the elbow. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. And the Spurs lead by 3.
That's a shot he shouldn't be afraid to take more often.
Green against Lawson. Pass to Brewer. Lets the 3 fly. That one goes. Count it. And it's a tie ball game.
And after all that time, finally, they've been able to tie it up here in the 4th quarter. What a comeback and what a finish we have in store.
And their greatest enemy during that comeback was the clock, but they can finally stop worrying about time and start thinking about how to win this thing now.
5 on the clock. Here's Aldridge. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Lawson's against Green. Here's Howard. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
My goodness, how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
When you're hot, you're hot. And he is absolutely scorching.
Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
here. Harden's checked in. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. It's Parker with the drive. Feeds it to Aldridge. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. From down in the low post, it goes.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
.149 left to play in the final quarter. Green against Harden. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
At the line for your Rockets, James Harden. At the line for 2.
All right, now. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. And both free throws good for James Harden.
We've seen James Harden playing a good game here. 12 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Here's Parker. Here's Leonard. The shot, no good. Good D by Ariza. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Howard with a screen on Leonard. It's Harden with the drive. They now take the lead. And the Rockets lead by 2.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Duncan, a screen. Aldridge dishes to Duncan. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. Duncan's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Here is Harden. Houston moving it around. Oniutis in the post. Aldridge is covering.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
Donatas Motiejunas. 2 shots.
And no good as the first free throw, missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Parker against Lawson. Outside Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Parker against Lawson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
It's been a good one for Parker. 10 points. He's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He truly does.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. The kick out to Aldridge. Green against Harden. 6 to shoot. Leonard, that's for 2. Good!
And really, with every point from this point on, it seems like they're just closer to finishing this one off.
If they haven't already done it. I mean, hey, it's been a tremendous all-around performance from this group. I don't think there's any question about that.
Nine seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Harden. And so it's San Antonio with the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, LaMarcus, a fine performance for you individually, and it certainly seemed like this team was working well together. What was the key to that?
We playing defense. So I thought in the second half, our defense was, a whole lot better. I thought, I played well up there too. So, I just went to work tonight.
LaMarcus, great job. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker. How'd you feel about his performance, Kenny?
He went about his business tonight so efficiently on the offensive end. It was very savvy. It was a heads-up performance. It seemed like he had his hand on about every single basket, from scoring to assist.
Tony Parker is putting on a show. The say Bone Assassin does it again. Man, see, he started out as a traditional one guard, bringing the ball up, getting to the back filler. But now the team leans on him.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.